Welcome back to our second episode of Afterburners. After our first week with the amazing athletic director of Mr. Kenyon Spears, we are jumping into, again, another new employee at Newman University. Today, I have our director of writing across the curriculum with me, Miss Leisl Sackschewsky.
There you go.
I did it. We're good.
That close, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That close. So I got to ask, how are you feeling about this? Scale of 1 to 10 with confidence-wise, 10 being the most confident. How are you feeling?
Oh, well, how do we measure confidence in something in which I'm eating things I would never eat in my day-to-day life?
So I'm guessing you're on the below 5 mark of...
Yeah, I'm just old enough and unhinged enough to be willing to do this.
What's your fear level?
Scale. I fear 5 now and 9 5 hours from now.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, we're going to go through, I've got 10 questions and 10 wings, all right?
10 questions, 10 wings. All right. Only 10 questions. All right, perfect.
We're going to get to know you a little bit, but we're going to, you said you want the drums.
I want the flats.
You want the flats. Sorry, I'm getting the drums. That's how we said this.
Okay.
All right, here's the deal. You've got your drink with you. You've got your napkins. My only suggestion is don't touch your eyes.
Oh, yeah. Solid.
Yeah, gotcha.
Good advice.
All right,
good
so
advice.
we're going to jump in. We're going to take a bite.
All right.
The first wing starts off at 1,400 Scoville units, so we're pretty low right now.
This is low.
This is low.
It's a stupid scale. Okay. I can take it.
You already jumped in and you were like, hey, look, I'll take a second bite. You're
I better
set.
do it while I can.
Well, you can't. I think the thing is you got this. Confidence-wise, I think you got this.
That's tasty.
But here's the deal. First question. Can you talk about life growing up for you, all the way up through Greenwood High School, graduating through there, and what kind of differences do you see with young men and women growing up now than when you were, at that age?
In high school?
Yeah.
Holy crap. So I was in Southeast Kansas, kindergarten through 8th grade, was in private school K through 6, Lutheran, I know, failed Catholic. We moved to Arkansas, and my parents moved us to a town. I guess the best equivalency around here would be like a Goddard or a Derby. So I went from a very diverse school to a very, very not diverse school in the South. I had some people tell me if my opinion, that if I should take my opinions back north of the Mason-Dixon line a few times living in the South. But overall, it was a great school. I think the benefit is we just didn't, there were no cell phones. There were no, we had school computer labs where everybody went to the same room to work on a computer for an hour. So I have benefited from not having my idiocy recorded.
Until now.
Until now, when I'm aware of how unhinged I am and I'm prepared for it. But I think that's the biggest thing. I feel like we do way too much get off my lawn with young people. I find young people now to be interesting, smart, fun to talk to. They help shift my opinions on things, and I love talking to young people. I feel like as we get older, we get very entrenched, and we have to move away from that. It wasn't so much better when I was a kid as it is for them now. Yeah. So, it was all right, I guess. It was Arkansas. I left.
It was Arkansas you left.
Yeah.
All right.
That's correct.
Cool. So how are we feeling so far after this first one?
Awesome.
We're doing all right?
Let's go.
Okay. Well, the
One
second
down.
one, we're making a jump.
Okay.
And when I mean we're making a jump, I mean we're over tripling the heat units. We went from 1,400, we're jumping to 5,700 here.
Okay.
That was a long pause there.
Yeah.
All right, here
Are
we
you
go.
ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
You born ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for giving me the huge wing in that bag, y'all.
I'm kind of spicy.
There's some twitch there. There's an eye twitch there.
That was a little spicy. Why 2 bites, Leisl? Why? Why are you feeling confident? What is wrong with me?
You said you needed to do it now before you couldn't do it later.
Now is later.
Now is later?
Now is later.
Well, here's the deal. You got your bachelor's and your master's from the University of Central Arkansas.
Yes.
The first in secondary education
Yep.
and teaching.
Yep.
And then you got your second in English language and literature.
Yes.
What kind of decision-making process did you have going through, picking your major, looking at college? And did you ever at any point like change major, or was it that was what you picked and that's what you stuck with?
So the decision-making process, I mean, my mom is a National Teacher of the Year award winner. I come from a long line of educators, so it felt natural, but that is not what I actually originally intended to do. Looked into geographic information systems, map making early on, and I looked at journalism was kind of the other thing. But I had a journalism teacher who didn't really quite understand the humor, so, or maybe just my perspective. So we had an assignment that was write about yourself 10 years from now, right? Mm-hmm. So like write this piece about yourself, which is the most unrealistic journalistic piece anybody is ever going to write in their life. So like let's just start with like the backlog of that. But secondarily, I was like, okay, I'm going to be funny, right? We have a certain like word limit we can use. And so my last name's Sackschewsky, and there was an NFL quarterback named Ben Roethlisberger for many years. And so I said, well, I'm going to do a wedding announcement. And we're going to get married, and the whole wedding announcement is going to be about why we merged our last names, and just trying to see how many times I could fit Sackschewsky Roethlisberger into this very short piece. Very tongue-in-cheek. I was probably a bad writer, that's fair. He did not get it at all, like failed the assignment, like you must really like this Roethlisberger fellow. Well, he's kind of a creep, but that, not really, I don't really, but like it was meant to be funny, as it were. So I moved out of journalism, and my parents raised me to be able to take care of myself. And so education was a way to ensure that I could work, honestly. Felt like it was something I knew and I had a good fit in. But you don't always really know until you start getting out there and doing it.
Right.
And when I started doing it, there's just nothing better than working with students.
Yep.
I think that's why most of us are here. And I just fell in love with it. The master's program was just so I got to read more. And I got to learn more. And one day I was leaving one of my master's level class, and a professor said to me, you might be a pretty good professor. And so I went and got my doctorate. Yeah, I mean, it was really like one comment from one professor pushed me to the next thing. So I went to school for more.
I'm so glad you brought up your doctorate, because that's where we're going next.
Awesome. Maybe I'll be able to. Three? We have to do 10 of these?
We got 10 of these. That progressively get hotter.
What is wild? This is okay.
Listen, remember, you were in the art department. Shannon Johnston was there.
It's her fault. It's your fault, Shannon Johnston.
Well, again, we're making another triple jump.
Come on, man.
We went from 5,700. This is 18,000.
One bite. One bite.
Here we go.
Okay, team. Kind of buffalo-y. Mm-hmm. Okay. Don't get it on your lips. Yeah, don't touch your eyes.
Right. Don't touch the eyes.
Keep it off them smackers, man. That's helpful. Okay. Good advice.
So,
to myself.
You already mentioned your doctorate.
Yes.
You got that at the University of Washington.
Yes.
In African American Literature and Culture. You wrote your dissertation called Orientation in Time, Jesus. Music and the Construction of Historical Narrative in the 20th and 21st Century.
Yeah.
It's 272 pages long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was the motivation? What was the calling? I mean,
what's wrong with me?
No, not that at all. I'm never going to say that. But that's just very different. Like you're still in education, you're still learning things, but that just seems like not necessarily a hard right turn, but there's a right turn in that.
Yeah, there's a right turn. Yeah. Contextualize. All right, so when I was in grad school, basically every professor in the department got their degree from Rice in 1971. It was very white, it was very Western, it was very male-centric, dominated type of literatures, what we would call the canon.
Yeah.
And I started reading a book by Henry Louis Gates Jr. called The Signifying Monkey, and it just changed the entire way I ever thought about literature, and how I thought about language and poetry and cultural expression and its intersection with history in particular and lived experience. Marxism and socioeconomic theory is kind of also a specialty area of mine, so it just really dovetailed nicely. So my master's thesis, which I did completely independent without any courses that really supported it, was on the intersection of Harlem Renaissance writers and hip-hop artists. Clunky, but functionally there. And yeah, so when I got to one of the reasons I went to Washington, which was my second choice, I really wanted to go to Vanderbilt, because they have the best program in the country for that, but I wasn't smart enough. And so, so yeah, I wanted to talk about the intersection of how music intersected very specifically with historical memory. Yeah. So when people were writing about scenes of music in literature, they were tending to have these moments of like the past and the present that were becoming like very tightly compressed. And I was really fascinated with that kind of historical memory and how it was executed in and through music. The reason it was so long is because I really just wanted to write about 1994 as the best year in hip hop. That's what I wanted to write my dissertation on, and they told me I'd never get a job. What they didn't tell me was I was never going to get a job anyway, so I should have just written about what I wanted. But the original dissertation might have been maybe a little shorter, but I just said, oh, I can't write about 1 year, I'll write about 120. So it just kind of went, you know, off the rails a little.
That's a great advertisement for getting that degree.
Yeah, get your doctorate, kids. I've had it for 10 years. First full-time job at a university.
And I'm so glad you bring up your jobs.
Oh, crap. Why, thank you.
Now I'm going to try.
This is a different color.
It is a very different color. Would you like to describe the color? That can
lightly molded.
Okay. I don't know if that's really enticing.
I don't know. Well,
at least we're not making a triple jump.
Okay, cool.
Just a little under double. We're at 27,000.
All right. Yeah, sure.
We're in.
I have stopped listening to the numbers.
Kenyon did not like this one.
I'm not really getting anything yet. There it is. Oh, don't lick it. Second piece of advice to self: avoid the smackers and don't clean your hands with anything but a napkin. I'm really building some life skills here.
Well, and again, I'm glad you're using the word life skills, because again, that's part of the question here.
Yep.
So from 2010, you've held a lot of positions.
Yep.
That I would say are very wide-ranging.
Yeah, I'm insane.
We've talked about, you were a teaching assistant at University of Washington.
Yep.
You've been a freelance copywriter,
yep.
a technical writer,
yes.
Information and marketing consultant, communications consultant,
yep.
Communications coordinator, on-air news journalist, an
yep.
adjunct professor at WSU. You've authored a book, and now you're our current director of writing across the curriculum.
I have written across the curriculum, haven't I?
Yeah, you've pretty much lived that job title.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what kind of lessons learned have you had in all these jobs? Like, obviously you've learned things from others and taken it to the next one.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, what have you really learned over that and continuing to move forward?
Well, the one through line that we missed in that very long, exhausted, I'm tired list. Was that I bartended and waited tables for 25 years.
There you go.
And I think that, working with people and being of service to people in that kind of way just builds a bevy of soft skills mm-hmm. that you really just can't get in a lot of environments. I didn't want to go into academia right away when I left, a job thing. And so I started my own business, right? So doing technical writing, freelance writing, my own consulting type of business, and that led me through a lot of different channels. I ended up at the Race and Social Justice Initiative in Seattle, and it teaches you how to kind of sell yourself even when you don't know how, and it also teaches you that you just kind of sometimes have to fake it till you make it, and that means knowing how to teach yourself how to do something. I had never been in a studio, put a radio headset on ever. And I wanted this job, and I'd done a podcast for 3.5 years on the intersection of sports and race and politics. And I had the recording equipment, and so I went into my office and I wrote up some like news reads, and I read them, and I practiced them a few times, and I sent them. And that's how I got a job in journalism. So you just have to be willing to teach yourself, and that's a skill set. And that means you have to take initiative on your own, and you have to be willing to like be wrong, and learn. And man, I have been wrong a lot, and I have failed a lot, and that's okay.
I think it's interesting that you bring up, bartending and all that. Like I have 2 older brothers, and probably combined, if you gave us an opportunity, we could run a restaurant and be really good at it.
Yeah,
my mom makes that joke all the time. She's like, if I win the lottery, I'm making a restaurant, and all 3 of us are like, no. That's like the point of winning the lottery. Why do rich people think that restaurants are a good idea? It's not.
The profit margins are terrible. The hours are horrendous, and you don't look as cool as you think you do. I swear, like, buy real estate. Buy an apartment building. Are you crazy? You always know rich people who started a restaurant have never worked in a restaurant.
Correct. 100%. But I agree with you that the skills, the people skills, the navigating, the reading body language.
Yeah.
Like you learn that very fast.
Controlling rage.
Yes. Absolutely.
There's just so many good skills.
Yep.
Like multitasking.
Yeah.
Reading the room, like
working with people that don't do their job.
Right, absolutely. And that's everywhere, kids. I think restaurants, I don't think employers really look at those and see the soft skills, but employers keep complaining people don't have them. And actually, some of the smartest people I know I met in restaurants, and they have some of the best soft skills out of anybody I've ever met.
100%.
So I'm always a proponent. This one's also lightly molded.
Okay, well, again, we're not doubling up. We're a little less than double, but we've hit the halfway point to 100,000. And I have to tell you, 100,000 isn't the goal. Okay, so here we go. We're jumping in. Number 5, 51,000. Yeah, ready?
This one's nasty.
You don't want to lick that one?
No. I didn't even want to put it in my mouth to start with. So many bad jokes went through my mouth. I gotta stop. I told you, 5 to 10, I'm not enough sleep to be PC here. I'm working on it.
We're going to need to try that. I mean,
that one's spicy.
We need you to try. Yeah, it's getting there.
I'm doing good. I've got you.
You're still there.
I got it.
We're still good. So your position, your title, Director of Writing Across the Curriculum.
Yeah.
Brand new to Newman University.
Yes.
This comes at a time also where, like, higher ed in itself is kind of evolving and trying to find a little bit of its own little way there.
That's true.
What does this position require of you here, and how do you see it fitting in the long-term evolution of what we call higher ed?
Well, I mean, Writing Across the Curriculum has been around since the late 70s, really. It's got about a 50-year history, so it's not new. What I'm doing is not new. Now, the thing that makes it unique is that it's all based on the institution. Mm-hmm. Currently, we don't have an English department. We don't have English professors. That's not an issue necessarily, but it does mean that the normal things you would have to support writing as students work their way through their programs aren't here right now. Our professors are absolutely teaching writing. Our students are successful as they leave this university. But my task is to ensure that we have aligned goals with our learning outcomes from the very top all the way through the assignment level. And so we're essentially saying, how are we incorporating writing, how are we assessing it, and how are we setting up our students for success as we go. The details of that, long, maybe inconsequential at this exact moment, but at the end of the day, what Writing Across the Curriculum programs do, and specifically what's great about what Newman does, is we want to do what's best for our students. We want to give our students the best possible experience we can give them. And that means preparing them in every way we can for the actual realities of the multitude of jobs they might do when they walk away from this university. So I love how student-centered we are because students are awesome. And I think that's what I'm here for. Let's make the student experience better, and let's do that by training our faculty and getting writing at every single level of the career, which is kind of what we're going for.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's new to me. Like, this is obviously, like, college looks different now than it did to me.
It does. Oh, yeah. I mean, I sat in college writing 1 and 2. He was a real weirdo. We like the weirdos.
Well, based on the...
This is yellow.
Kenyon also made that, he noticed that too. He's like, this one looks yellow.
Look at us. We're academics. Only takes 4 degrees to identify a color.
Look at us. Who would have thought? Look, here we go. Is this what you thought you'd be doing within the first 2 months of the school year starting?
No, every day I wonder what I'm doing. Okay.
Is it what you're doing or how I got you to do this at this point?
I don't, you got one.
All right, well, again, we're making a small jump. 51,000 to 69,000. It's a small jump.
Yeah, 18, nothing. 18,000?
18,000.
That was kind of like, that was hot. That one, okay, bro. Okay, that's nuts. What is happening to my life? Oof, I was like, ooh, that's kind of Jamaican. No.
You were like,
Yeah, no. Jamaicans hate that.
One thing I've recently learned about you, and this is very recently,
Yeah.
is you're a big sports fan.
Yeah.
You're a sports person.
I'm a giant nerd, yeah.
So one thing we even talked about this recently.
Yeah.
You have a Shaq figurine in your office.
Let's go, baby.
Isn't there a Nebraska Cornhuskers helmet in there
Yes,
too?
there is.
That's a jump.
Yeah.
Those are 2 very different fan bases.
Yes.
How much wider does your love of sports go, and where did it all start for you?
Well, let's get to the basis of the 2 very important stories behind these figurines in my office, and then I'll give you a very brief answer to the second part of this question. My father's family has been in Nebraska since 1854. My cousin still lives on the original homestead. And every Saturday afternoon, the largest city in Nebraska is in Memorial Stadium. My grandparents had tickets on the 40-yard line for 55 years, many of them in which we dominated all of you, so stop acting like we didn't.
I'm sure Notre Dame was good in there.
No, I don't care, no. Like, don't act like 1970 to 2000, y'all weren't getting just rolled. Anyway, so everybody, I can't continue that conversation. So I'm a huge Nebraska fan. I was raised as blood. Me and my father used to watch the 1971 national championship game between Oklahoma and Nebraska. Oh, man, woman, and child. Best punt return in football history, right? Every Thanksgiving, we pop in the VHS. The reason I'm an Orlando fan is because Shaq was my favorite player in college. He played for LSU. And we were in Orlando at Disney World. I think I was 7. And I think Orlando, it began in 1995, right? It was like one of their first expansion years when I was a kid. And so I bought this Orlando Magic hat, and I told my dad, Orlando drafted Shaq. I'm going to be an Orlando fan.
Did they have Hardaway at that? I think it was Hardaway in 95. It was Hardaway and Shaq, wasn't it?
So Shaq was drafted, and then Hardaway got drafted by somebody else, but we traded for him. Yeah. And so my dad said when we were on a ride, folks, this is how stubborn I truly am. He said, oh, you like them now, but once they're not good anymore, you won't be a fan. And my little 7-year-old brain went, you're going to die regretting that statement. That was it, man. I was like, I'm going to be a fan of this team forever.
Okay. And
so I was so stubborn as a 7-year-old. I was like, you going to tell me what it's going to be about? No, sir. So... yeah, I became an Orlando fan. I'm a huge NBA nerd. I used to be able to stay up late to watch Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. I have personal problems, which I understand. So whatever like comes out of like the remainder of this statement, I can probably hold a decent conversation about tennis, golf, football, NHL, MLB, as well as NBA and NFL.
Perfect.
Like if I need to.
Yeah.
And I also know a lot of weird like holes. Like how much I know about Bill Belichick's girlfriend is not healthy. But it's just a weird sports hole that like I got into. So yeah, I'm just in it.
Yeah.
And Orlando's going to be good this year. Maybe.
Who's the GOAT in NBA?
LeBron.
All right,
Like-
that's all the time we have today.
Like right now or all time?
All time.
LeBron.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So 7. We ended at 6. Congratulations.
Oh, awesome.
No, we're
Good.
not. Unbelievable.
Do you hate it when you're wrong? Does that bother you? I hate that for you. Hook me up. I'm really enjoying this.
I think we need to put a lot of sauce on those flats for the rest of this time.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Jordan,
LeBron.
man.
At least give me Kobe. I'd give you with Kobe.
Kobe. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All
Nope.
right.
We found our line.
We should move on.
All right. Here we go. Number 7.
I can't feel my mouth.
We're crossing 6 digits.
We went from 60?
69,000 to 104.
I'm not going to cuss at you. I'm not going to cuss at you. I will not cuss at you. Okay.
Yeah, no?
You know what that one is?
What?
That's a sweater. You know what I mean? That one's like, no, you don't really feel it here, but you're sweating, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm there with
Somewhere people can't see, you know?
you. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be great. So here's the, we start the year off.
That's trash, brother. What? Oh, it gets worse. All right.
So you and I get introduced at Fall Institute. Dr. Jagger yells out my name from across the room.
Yes, correct.
That was our first introduction to each
Maybe
other.
she was trying to get away from me.
But we immediately got into your love of games, like board games, card games, all of that.
Yeah.
And her first words were, like, she heard you say that, and she goes, I knew I had to have you talk to Josh.
Yeah.
You then proceeded to tell me about your extensive game library.
Yeah.
Where did this passion come from?
It's family. My parents always had a really large game closet when I was a kid, and all of our time was spent playing games growing up. I can't actually remember any major family event in my life that wasn't, in some ways, tempered by that. I used to sit on my grandmother's lap when they played Pinochle when I was a kid, and you couldn't play Pinochle till you could hold all the cards. And I think you have to be able to hold 21, you have to be able to fan 21 cards. So it pretty much eliminated all children until they were about 13. But you could sit on their lap, and let you throw the card out or whatever. And yeah, it's just been there. It's ubiquitous. It's just part of who I am, my life, and my family, really. It's really a super strong representation of like my family and my family dynamic, yeah. For better or for worse.
Now, I think we just established that you and
I'm
I
drooling.
I didn't establish that, but we've established that you and I will get competitive in ways, obviously.
Yeah, like when you're wrong about LeBron.
Sure, that's fine.
Call back. Sorry.
I'm highly competitive. Like, winning's a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've grown up in a family. I'm the youngest of 3 boys. Winning was it, right? Like,
Yep.
there's no reason to play the game if winning's not involved.
You want to know what my 2 favorite things are?
Oh, do I?
Winning and being right.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. We understand each other.
What's the competitive level that you get to? I mean, we've discussed this a little bit. Like, is it different games, or is it like if winning's the option, that's what we're running for?
I think that every person should understand that any game I play with you, I want to crush you. But I don't want it to not be an enjoyable experience for us both. Now, I am older now,
Yeah.
so I'm not, my younger self does not exist. Probably good. I really just want to have fun, kind of at this stage. Of course, I like to win, but I think getting higher education will remind you that the more you know, the less you know. And the more I play games, the more I realize I'm maybe not very good at them. And that's okay. Like, I understand a lot of them, I can teach a lot of them, but I've never gotten self-obsessed enough to be good at chess or some of these games you can be really, really good at, nor do I play them enough on my computer to start breaking them so that I can go in and make it a not fun experience for other people when I'm playing. Looking at you, Dominion players. And so I feel like, for me, that I forgot the question because I'm drooling. Like, I don't...
Let me put it this way. Is there a game
Am I
that-
competitive?
Yeah.
Yes, I walked out on a date over a board game. Yep, that's right, everybody. Bad advice for young adults. I was living with that person, too. It was great.
Is there a game that, to this day, you still refuse to be like, if I lose, we're playing a game again until I win?
No, but I have games I won't play.
Would you
Actually,
like to name one?
Fun fact, every person in my family has a game they won't play with other people anymore.
Because?
They philosophically have some vendetta against that game. My sister won't play Ticket to Ride. My dad won't play backgammon.
How do we feel about Scrabble? Is there somebody in your
I
family?
threw somebody out of my apartment over Scrabble.
Oh, so we've walked out on dates and we've thrown people out over games.
Well, I walked out on a date with a person I was living with and threw my best friend of 15 years out of my apartment over Scrabble. I don't think we played together actually for about 3 years after that. I like it though.
Okay.
And I was right. And here's the thing. You ever have like a prolonged argument with somebody?
Yes.
Where like something kind of repeatedly comes up like over a period of time and you've kind of entertained it because they're your homie and you should entertain it. And then you get to the point where it's like it's 3 o'clock in the morning and we're playing Scrabble and it's probably late at night and maybe maybe you're not totally right-minded and they want to argue with you about it and you make every accommodation you can possibly make to their argument. And they insist, and then you tell them to get out of your house.
Okay.
So I just feel like sometimes these things occur. I was a young person. I have not done any of these things for over a decade. I feel like I should be forgiven for that.
Look, I'm not the one holding you to the fire here. I just think it's interesting.
Something is.
Okay, before we get into this is the famous Da Bomb.
I don't know what that means.
You're about to. This one is 135,600 Scoville units.
Okay.
I want you to look at everybody over here real quick. You see we've got cameras up. Is this not the worst sauce in the box?
Thank you, everyone. You know what I like? How happy you look. Oh, it's terrible.
Listen, I want you to describe what this tastes like to you, okay? When you take a bite, I want to hear you describe it, all right? Here we go.
I can't say it out loud. If the devil crapped out a nickel, that's what this tastes like. Can I say that? Are we gonna have to edit that out because of the devil? This is terrible. And it's really spicy. You know what I'm wondering right now? I used to always say that in order to get a graduate degree, you had to be either a masochist or an alcoholic. Why do I hate myself?
I thought you were going to be like, why am I not reacting like you are?
Oh man, that's rough, dude. Tears of joy.
So again, in our conversation about gaming,
We're talking about something?
do I need to give you a second?
That's the spiciest thing I've ever eaten. Okay.
We talked about you wrote a book about
Yeah.
games.
I did that.
What makes you go, I want to write a book about games?
General insanity, I think. Is there something dramatic you want me to advocate for? Please have your pet spayed and neutered. Little Timmy needs a new pair of shoes, and only you can help him.
I'm crying out of laughter, not because of the sauce.
Children are dying all over the world. How can you sit at home and eat a pizza? I'll never let go, Jack. Is there another soda? Thanks, team. I'm in hell.
So,
I want you to know I hate you.
I get the, hey, look, I understand.
I'm writing a book, yes.
I thought you wrote the book.
I wrote the book, yeah. I wrote a book. Here's what happened. I was working on my dissertation, and I had bought this little notebook, very thin, overpriced. And on the front of it, it said, "One good idea." And I had intended to give it to someone. I think I'd had it for multiple years. I was going to give it as a gift or something of that assortment. And this is awful. I was sitting at my desk, 3 a.m, and I thought, what about a book on games? And so I stayed up until the sun came up, and I filled up that whole little notebook with an idea to write a book on board games. And 7 years later, there was a book on board games. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is worse somehow.
Okay, so we're at 135.6, right, with that one? Do you want me to tell you the number, or you just want me to stay quiet?
I don't know, man.
It's still a 6-digit number.
What's up with this, man? Maggie, do you know? You didn't get there.
No, I did. This is a different box than what I did.
You want to know the number?
You know what? We should suffer in transparency.
You want to suffer in transparency?
Yep.
It's fine. Our dear friend James Sanny will be making sure that the sauce Scoville unit will be on the screen when we get there.
Thanks. Okay.
It's above 500,000.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Academics, we're academics. I just got my master's degree, you've got a doctorate. We're good. We're academics.
Is that, are you just saying words to make me feel better about this?
We got this. You're almost there. You're almost home. Now, granted, you're probably going to be... You okay. Bless you.
I don't believe in small sneezes. I take the Puritan philosophy. You're exercising a demon.
There's
so get it out.
There's some demons being exercised here.
Now, yeah. Okay. Are you going to ask me something?
Yeah, after we take a bite. We got to take the bite first.
I'm ready. Okay, man.
All right.
Yeah. That was not as bad as the last one yet.
No, because that one kind of kills everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
From your academic background, through all of this and your history of playing board games, card games, all of that, there are some that might sit there and say it's just games, it's just entertainment, it's just leisure activity, right? Now there's some games like the chess and where you're exercising a lot of brain power, right?
Yeah.
Do you see a valuable balance, collaboration between trying to pull academics and gaming together and where they add a lot of value to each other in the more mainstream focus? If that makes sense.
I think what games do is they allow us to replicate life in a low stakes environment. And so if you're building a railway or a power grid system, or you're colonizing an island, which we do entirely too much in games, or you're terraforming Mars, what you're doing is you're exercising the dynamics of your life in a controlled environment. This offers you a couple of different releases. The first one being that you can step away from your own existence. That's what an aesthetic experience is. That's what an artistic experience is the ability to be outside of yourself and in another place. Mm-hmm. So in my opinion, games exercise that principle, human principle. And there's nothing more educationally valuable than exercising the human principle. Games, we wouldn't have been doing them for thousands and thousands of years if there wasn't something fundamentally inside of us that wanted to engage in play. Mm-hmm. And play is a childlike state. And I feel the further we get from our childhood, often the harder our lives become. So for me, games are a way of engaging in my childlike self. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the answer you were looking for, but I do think that's the value of it.
And I asked part of that because, again, in my research, I've come across a YouTube channel that hasn't been active for about a year.
Oh, no.
You're working at a university that has a gaming club.
Yes.
Is there a possibility that you might be able to bring them into this with a YouTube channel that you have that would bring maybe two of these worlds together?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I haven't done anything with it for a while. It's really hard writing a book, editing a book, publishing a book, running the social media, running the YouTube, and having 4 jobs does tend to like occasionally get in the way of things.
Just a few things.
Yeah, so it kind of, I walked away from that for a while. But yeah, I mean, sure, it's something I want to do. And now that I'm starting to settle into my routine a little bit and settle into a little bit slower, like lifestyle, kind of as far as how much I'm working. Yes, is the answer.
Yeah, you have a student-led group that could help, propel it to new heights.
Yeah.
You're almost home.
Yep. Thank goodness.
There's a joke that sometimes I like to say about things of, sometimes people get real religious in hard moments because they sit here and go, it's the end. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
But the last one comes with a little extra.
What are you talking about?
This is the last dab.
It's on here.
No, it's
very clearly on here.
You just take a little bit.
We're signing a contract next time.
Here's the thing. I tell students all the time, if you do anything with me, if you're going to go help me off campus, if you're going to do this, if you're in the chair, you've signed the liability waiver.
Oh, cute.
Just a little bit. Just to let you know.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. Oh, well, hey now. This sauce
walked yourself right out of that.
Is 2,693,000 Scoville units.
Okay.
Are we gonna ever converse again after this?
I'm gonna need a minute.
Okay. Are you gonna come to me and say, "Hey, look, you're off the list"?
No, it's been fun. Genuinely.
Here we go. Last one, last dab. I have a feeling you just can't taste anything anymore. Oh, no, you feel
it. Some of them is just like someone poured straight powder in the back of your throat. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is terrible. That one's really hot.
Terrible idea or just that wing?
That wing's really hot. I'm dripping, yo. There's a lot of...
Okay, well the good news is I don't have a really hard question for this last one.
All right.
This last one, I want everybody to have the last thoughts, last statements about you. What kind of mark do you hope to leave here? And what do you hope people walk away from you in any experience being able to say? What do they take away from you?
I think it's a value-laden question. I want people to know I care. That the impact I can have on people is the strongest possible legacy I can leave. I'm egotistical, of course. I want the writing to be read. I want the art to be engaged with. But at the end of the day, that's hell. Wow. That one gets worse. It's just worse somehow.
Yeah. It's like as you breathe, it gets worse.
You know what it is? It's like feeling a boil grow on your face as it's happening.
Lovely imagery.
I care about people. I mean, that's what matters to me. And that's what I hope comes across. That I'm genuine, that I'm straightforward, that I care, and that I do really want what's best for people.
Isn't that what we all want here?
I hope so.
Any last thoughts on this? How was the whole experience for you?
Great. I did
You made
good.
it. 10 wings.
I didn't curse.
Is that the standard?
Sometimes. Honestly. 20 years of bartending. That one's awful.
Miss Leisl, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
You want to do it again next week?
No.
Thank you for joining us on this second episode of Afterburners. Please keep a lookout for more episodes as we do continue to have more guest stars throughout the year. This is Joshua Shaneker-Quilliman. Enjoy the rest of your day.